At church, we were concerned about um, the fact that we were having people come to church with a range of issues, personal issues, emotional issues, and we felt that our skill set, even as ministers, wasn't up to speed to deal with those, and it required not just looking at just the individual, but also their families as well. And so when we heard about this particular program, a number of us felt, right, let's do this.
I first came across the family therapy program during one of our church and mental health conference. I think it was back in 2010, if I recall correctly, where during one of the breakout sessions we were discussing pastors' roles as gatekeepers in their communities and how useful that could be in terms of early intervention for mental health.
The church is probably the organization, recognized organization that the Black community would gravitate to. So whether it's a baby dedication or a wedding or a funeral, the community would gravitate to a church. And those are usually large affairs, so I mean, having a church, we can seat 900 here. So at a funeral, or well, not so much a wedding, but certainly at a funeral, it's not unusual to see the church filled.
I think training local pastors will increase in terms of access and uptake. I think it will make pastors more knowledgeable about the medical side of people's illness. I think it's a missing area of learning for pastors. We've interpreted as best as we could through our theology what might be happening with people, but I think there's a need for the medical understanding of people's illnesses.
So we meet, we sit, we talk, we discuss issues, challenges, support. We try and find ways to help out each other. We share what we're doing. And so in the meeting that was on the other day, where there seems to be a sort of special, everybody's developing their specialisms. And so we're trying to find out, well, okay, what are you doing? How are you doing that? Is that working?
Because it helps you in a way, because the training helps us to put kind of interventions or ideas or concepts. And we said, maybe even you open the Bible and say, wow, that's family therapy.
Yeah, that exists.
Yeah,
That's
that
what-
exists.
so, yes.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, really, this work, we have been doing it for a while.
Yeah.
What we are actually doing now is putting labels to it,
To it.
putting
Yeah.
names
That's right.
to it.
That's it.
And it makes such a difference, in my view anyway.
Yeah.
It's
It's just wonderful. Also, the fact is you are actually listening from also your, in a way, about your family of origin. Into you're thinking of how you fit into what is happening, which we call self-reflexivity and self-reflection in a way, because it being part of, now that I'm on a placement at the Prudence Skinner Center on the reflective team, it means you are hearing from a multi-perspective, kind of different versions of what you're actually seeing. It's not just from you alone, but hearing others. And that's, so you're listening.
Yes, and I think that's
Yeah,
beautiful.
yeah.
But it's listening, then it's checking, then
Checking.
it's validating.
Yeah.
That's it.
Did I understand you to say X, Y, or Z? You know, you're checking to make
All the
sure
time.
that's what you're hearing
So your
is
language
correct.
also
Yes.
changes as well, because
Absolutely.
the way in which you now ask questions is very different.
I think it's really great that the pastors, that the black church pastors have kind of began this, and now I'm excited to learn that the imams are studying systemic therapy, and that the wider Anglican or church clergy are also expressing an interest.
But London, Birmingham, Manchester, Sheffield, I mean, here we come. I think it's essential. And I mean, I think in every culture there's this saying, I'm not sure how it translates in your culture, but there's a saying that says, prevention is much better than cure. And so if we can prevent the onset of a number of mental health issues by prevention and doing this kind of work, and we can empower our faith groups to be able to do so in an accredited way. I think in the long run, as far as cost to the National Health Service and so on and so forth, it's going to be a massive benefit.